Today, I want to speak with you about something that is really important that will make a huge, huge, huge difference in your business. And that is the practice of pausing, reviewing, learning from that review, and then planning in line with what you learn through that review. This is something that I've done for many years now. And what I'm talking about here is this yearly and quarterly review. One of the best times to do that is to do it at the change of a quarter, when we are coming to the end of the quarter and then starting another quarter, and the change of a season. The reason for this is that each season brings with it its own challenges and its own opportunities. Winter is very different from spring. Think about how you feel energetically, how much energy you have, how much motivation you have, what are the needs of your body. If you think about the difference, for example, of winter and spring, in winter, because of the cold weather, because the nights are very long and the days are very short, the natural needs of our bodies is to hibernate, is to slow down, is to sleep loads more. When you think about our biology, our lifestyles have changed since the Industrial Revolution. We have got light, we have got computers, we have got phones, but our bodies, our physiology, our biology hasn't changed that much. And this has got a huge implications for our well-being and health. And so when you think about winter, the needs that your body has for its own balance and the need for recovery and the needs for hibernation, the need to slow down. And then when we move into the spring, when the days become longer, when it gets light really early, when in the evenings you can go out for much longer in the light, we get much more energy in the spring. This is why the spring is the season of awakening, the season of embracing new projects, the season of committing to new things. The interesting thing about this also, especially about this transition between winter and spring, is that up till 18th century, 25th of March was the first day of the new year. We were living much more in line with the seasons, in line with nature. And that has changed. Now we celebrate New Year in the middle of winter. And so really embracing seasons in the way that you plan, understanding which seasons for you are the seasons of great productivity and which seasons are the seasons where you really naturally need to slow down is key to planning your business in line with how you work best. And so taking that time, maybe taking at least half a day, if not 2 half days or 1 full day, to go through your data, go through all the sales, go through all the launches that you've done, all the clients that you signed up, all your marketing stuff, and really beginning with this reflection and reviewing, like what worked well and why? Why did it work well? Can you replicate it? Can you even make it better next time? Can you use the stuff that you used in this quarter in the next quarter? And what didn't work and why? Well, why didn't it work? Why was it so hard? Was it something that was more external? Was it something that was more internal? And what can you learn from it? Like, what have you learned from the things that worked and the things that haven't worked, that fall flat? Because this is really important stuff. If you do not take time to review in this kind of way, you might go on and do exactly the same thing that hasn't worked before. You might approach things in exactly the same way. You might make the same decisions. Or you might drop something that really worked well, but you can't replicate it. And so you are reinventing the wheel again and again and again. So really taking time to review, and then from the lessons learned from that review, planning the next quarter or the next, with the view for the next 6 months and a year. Really understanding that every decision that you make and how you plan and how you implement your plan will have a direct impact on how your business is in 3 months and in 6 months' time, in 1 year time. The success doesn't happen by accident. We talk about overnight success. We talk about, suddenly somebody was recognized for what they do. But what we don't realize is that that person or those people have been working for that success often for the last 10 or 20 years. And they've been working on it. They've been working on their messaging. They've been sharing content. They've been mastering their craft, becoming really good at what they do. And so to have stable, sustainable, thriving, and nervous system regulated business requires us to really work on it in a conscious way, to learn the business skills, to really implement every single day. And so one of the things, it's so important that when you come to do work on your business, and marketing is something that you really need to do on a daily basis. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but you need to know what you are doing. If you are coming to your computer or if you are coming to your desk and you are trying to decide what's the best thing to do, you just wasted lots of time. You need to plan it out. You need to know that today it's Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'm doing this, this, and this. Like, I know that every Tuesday I am working on my podcast. So I've got the first an hour and a half, 2 hours focusing on my podcast. Then I know that I am preparing for the Mandala call. Then I know that I'm doing the call. Then I know that I'm doing some other stuff. I have got it planned it out. Every single day of my business, I have got my schedule. So this is, you can see, I've been planning out for Q2 some schedule. I know when I'm doing one-to-ones. I know that on Monday morning, I am always planning and reviewing the week, and I am always putting everything into my diary. In the Embodied Business Mandala, we also have got quarterly planner now, quarterly seasonal planner. There is a lot of planning for the whole 90-day goals. It's very clear. I know how it looks for the next year. This is something that you need to kind of sit down and start doing for yourself. I know what are the kind of, what's the next month. I know about my content. I have got a specific spreadsheet for it. I know what are the monthly habits that are really helping me. I have got the yearly kind of stuff with my time off, and that weekly kind of schedule. I know that there are things allocated for me, and I like personally to work in half days. So you can see the morning is the first half day to the lunchtime. This is my planning, organizing. I know what I'm going to be working on. Then I check against the podcast. I check against the resources that I'm planning. I check against all the one-to-one calls. I make sure that there are slots for free sessions. I know what I'm going to be focusing as a theme for that week. And I know when I'm having one-to-ones. I know when there are group calls, when I'm delivering the training. I know what's happening. I have got my own rhythm. And for me, and this is something that I realized long time ago, is that the mornings are the best times for me to work on my business, to record trainings, to work on the resources, to create slides for trainings, to record the podcast, to plan and organize my time. That's the time that I absolutely love. I've got fresh energy. I'm an early morning bird. I can focus on that. And then I have got lunchtime break. And then I'm very happy to work with my clients. I can give my clients everything. I can deliver trainings. You know, I do the preparations in the morning, and in the afternoon, I deliver. And so looking at your schedule, like for the next quarter, for the next, for the spring season, or whatever season it is now for you, you really need to think about what would be the best use of my time. How do I work well? And this is something, I arrived at this. I've been doing this kind of stuff, quarterly planning, for the last 8 years. 8 years I've been fully self-employed, and 8 years I've been working on it. And each year it would change. Sometimes each quarter I would make changes. And over time, I rearranged it to work to my best advantage, and to really thinking about, those different layers of organization and systems. At the bottom, you've got the weekly, daily, and then weekly schedule. Then you have got your monthly stuff, and every 3 months you do a quarterly review and quarterly planning. And you decide what you're focusing on. What are the projects that you need to focus on? What are the systems you're working on? What is your strategy each month and each quarter? And then, you've got the yearly planning and overview, and then the whole of your vision and mission and the direction that you are going in. This is so important. This is a system that can really help you achieve a lot. And knowing that you can't work on everything at the same time, knowing that you can't tackle everything. And one of my favorite coaching tools, if you do too many things, it's like this circle with arrows going in every single direction. You're going to move forward very slowly. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to feel overwhelmed, and you're going to feel like you are not moving forward fast enough, as opposed to simplifying and really working on less projects. So, for example, for me, last quarter, we worked on my new website. It's completed. It's done. It's great, and I love it. And I knew that there were other projects that I wanted to do, but I didn't have capacity to do them. I didn't have time to do them. And now that that's finished, I can move on to other projects. It might be that you need systems in place. It might be that you are just beginning and you need some freebies. It might be that you need to start building audience and build a library of resources. What is it that you need to focus on for the next quarter? How does it relate to other commitments that you have within your life, your family commitments, your other work commitments, your health? How do you feel about this season that we are going into? All of that, that's the system within which you exist, within which you work, within which you live. And really understanding, what would make the biggest difference for you within your business right now. What would make the biggest difference for you within your business right now? And really planning for that and moving forward with that, making it happen, working on it every day, working on it consistently, showing up consistently, and really making it easy. You know, there are so many moving pieces, but you don't have to do everything. That's really deciding on your strategy. You do not have to be visible everywhere. You can pick one platform and be visible there. You can pick a couple of pieces of strategy and move forward with that. Above everything else, what you really need to understand is that strategy is only a small percentage. It's about 20 to 25% of the business success. We all want to know how to do it. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. But actually, it's the mindset and the energetics and that nervous system regulation that is the other 75 to 80%. That's what you need to work on. Because if you know that you're committed, if you are willing to show up, if you allocate time on a daily basis, you will keep moving. If you plan, if you know what you're doing, you will keep moving forward. You will grow. And you will see a huge difference in your business within a quarter. So I hope that makes sense. Allocate some time. If you need some resources, go back to the yearly planning. There are other free videos there that will help you to, again, review, take you through the process and help you do that planning, a proper planning for the next quarter. Take care for now and happy planning.